disaster must come. At best, only postponed. Shaolin Kung Fu, to survive, must now be taught to more young men.
Welcome once again to another episode of Fists, Kicks, and Flicks, the podcast about martial arts, movies, and life. I am one of your hosts, Eugene Plowden, and with me, as always, my podcast partners, Joe Hartley, and joining us soon, Angel Diaz. What's up, Joe?
What's going on?
If this is your first time with us, I want you to know we are members of the Martial Arts Inner Network. On Wednesdays, you got us kicking it off, Fists, Kicks, and Flicks with Gene, Joe, and Angel. And on Thursdays, you get the Inside Scoop with Alex and Jeff. For more information, you can check us out on all of our social media platforms. Just look for the Martial Arts Inner Network on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, and Patreon. Joe, it's showtime. What's going on?
Man, it's been a minute. It's a lot going on.
Do you remember the last time we recorded, man?
Has it been like, what, 3 weeks, a month?
Honestly, man, I really don't know because all of my traveling for work and then your situation, I don't know if we recorded in between my travels for work and your situation. I don't know. I don't remember. So I really have no idea. I would have to go back and take a look.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, between now and then, I mean, there's a lot happening. I showed up for the karate tournament. The Great Lakes Pro-Am, Detroit, and the national tournament. I showed up for both days. Met Jeff Doss for the first time. That was cool.
Yeah. Definitely.
I mean, on top of that, the big thing is, my father passed away, and that was awful. And but I mean, also, like we got to celebrate who he was and that. So I mean, altogether, it was a crazy few weeks. But I mean, like, to see all the people that showed up and showed out, the people sharing memories online, that was nice to see. And my dad, like, he loved this show. He loved anything to do with martial arts.
Wait, your dad listened to the show?
Yeah, after I set him up with Spotify. It took a minute.
Oh, I did not know. Your dad
listen. Oh, no, he loves it. He thought it's great. He loves to see that. He didn't know that you were like that. He's like,
I know.
You get down? That's great. He loved it. But listen. So I had my parents in technology, man. Ooh, it's a mess. So I kept having to show him and get him on. But once he got it, he used to listen and talk about it with him and I. And it was a lot of fun. My dad is a huge part of my martial arts career.
Oh yeah.
Because like my dad worked a lot during the week, and he got home late. So there was a process you had to go through. He had a high level corporate job with Sears. So he had to really kind of come home, unwind, have his dinner, maybe have a cocktail, have a beer, something like that. So not saying we got to spend time together. Like we used to watch karate TV shows and stuff at night, but it wasn't as good as when you get to the weekend, he takes us to our karate workouts. He takes us to all our, our tournaments. And that's the time I really got to spend with my dad. Like the best time, because I just remember all that. He was right there with the video camera. I mean, people used to think my dad was a black belt because he knew so much just from being around it. So,
man, you know what? That's interesting, man. If you remember, man, we had so many dads that used to go with us.
Yeah,
to tournaments. From Mr. Allison to Mr. Garnett, Mr. Davenport. My uncle, like it was like we were deep with dads. I think the only mom that really showed up all the time was Willie's mom.
Yep, Willie's mom.
And Hicks. And her she would bring her mom, Willie's grandmother, they would come. Yep. But it really wasn't a whole lot of women. And of course Dewan and Mike's mom used to come also, but they ran in the same crew with Willie's mom. So
man, karate moms are hilarious because I'm gonna tell you my favorite one. Kenji Takashima's mom used to be yelling from the sideline, and I reminded her this not so long ago. She would be saying, Kenji, kill him, Kenji, kill him. And I would say, I would be afterwards because she's just like a little tiny Filipino lady. And I looked at her after Kenji and I were done fighting. I said, Miss Takashima, did you tell Kenji to kill me? She looked at me, she goes, honey, you're so big. He's like, he's so small. I was just worried for I've laughed so hard because I'm like, that's love right there. Like you telling your son to kill somebody. And I mean, that was funny. So yeah, I had a lot of fun with all that. And
hey, let me ask you this about your dad.
Yeah.
Did when we used to make those road trips, did your dad do the pepper contest also?
No.
Okay.
He first off, when I was doing the national tournaments like that, he wasn't able to go. So I used to, I used to show up at the dojo, and we'd all pile in together, go pick up, whoever else, and Bobby Peeler, all that stuff, and then have the most crazy conversations on the way to these tournaments. It was great. Which he would have loved to be a part of, but he just couldn't do all that driving.
Okay. All right.
But my dad was a guy at the karate tournament with the video camera, and then he was also talking mess on that video camera. So sometimes people would ask for videos, like, and if they were looking for a video where like you were fighting me, he might be like, "Oh no, I can't find that one," because he was probably talking smack. And so we used to sit back and laugh because everybody would be like, who up there cussing all that?" I'm like, "Oh, that's my dad."
That's funny.
He's a very passionate father. So doing all this and going through all this, of course it was unexpected, but things happen the way they're supposed to happen. Right now I'm just kind of stepping in my dad's place, just taking over, helping my mom out, making sure she has everything she needs. And I know he would just want us to move on with our lives and be happy. And so I just remember him. I talk about him often. I talk about him to anybody that'll listen. And I think for me, that's just the best way to do things.
Yeah, you know what, man? That was the realest thing that you ever said at the tournament, because I was surprised to see you at my uncle's
tournament.
I was like, what are you doing here? And you were like, you think my dad would want me to miss this? Like that's 100. Yeah, that's 100. That's like one of the truest statements I ever heard, man. That's for real. Your dad wouldn't have.
Yeah, and I mean, everybody that I talked to who knew my dad were just, they were talking about him, telling stories. Right away I saw everybody and even people that didn't know my dad, just came up and talked about him and got to hear stories, and it was great. So it was good for me. It was therapeutic, and I just need to, I'm just keeping my mind busy for the most part, back to work and all that stuff. So.
Okay. How's work going?
Work is kind of slowing down a little bit. They're really pinching pennies right now. Yeah, they're tight 40, which I don't mind because I mean, like, I don't always pick up all the overtime that's available, but when it picks up, there's a lot available. So right now it's just a little slow, but it'll pick up and get crazy, and then I'll be back to doing 50 or 60 hours. So we'll see.
Well, you got the holidays in a few months, so I know you'll be, busy around that time. So pretty much just enjoy this time where you're not busy,
That's all I can do, man. That's all, wife's, she planned something in the middle of July to go up north. So that was our one vacation we'll probably do for the year.
Well, when in July?
Like the 25th, 26th, 27th, something like that.
Okay. All right, cool. Now she's not teaching summer school or anything like that. So she's home with the kids.
She was gonna do something for summer school because it's only a few weeks and a few hours a day, but she missed the cutoff. So plus she's doing her master's program right now. So I told her, you're probably better off right now because she's just doing all her homework. She's literally doing her homework right now. So
okay, all right. Well, I mean, I just been chilling, honestly. No, I've been busy. Of course.
I was gonna say, Gene always got 50,000 things.
Yeah, and the crazy thing is, I don't even know what I haven't told you. Like, I don't remember. I don't know what we haven't already talked about offline or whatever. So it's just been going, man. Work has been good, man. I just ended up getting another market that I have to take care of now, in addition to Michigan. So I'm pretty excited about that. So I'm going to be going to Indianapolis, covering that market in addition to Michigan and Toledo.
Okay.
So growing that market, Indianapolis, for my company. So, I'm excited about that. I think I'm taking my first trip down there in a couple of weeks, July. I'll be going down there for a few days to meet some of the retailers down there and have them get to know me, pass out my business cards, let them know to give me a call if they're having any issues with anything. So,
All
that'll be pretty cool. Another city to go to. Especially when I want to get out of Detroit for a couple of days. I'll
right. There you go.
schedule one of those trips down there to Indy.
There you
Stay down
go.
there for a little while. Started preparing to get back into jujitsu.
Yeah, I saw
So
that.
yeah, man. So I'm pretty excited about that, man. Um, one thing that I think people forget and lose focus on is, and it's one of the things that Bruce Lee continued to do, was martial arts has continue to evolve and change, right?
Yep.
And a lot of times when people get their black belts, it's almost like they think they're done, you know. And I told my students honestly that, when you get your black belt, this is really when you begin. This is where you start to learn martial arts. And
Yes.
the way I broke it down to the kids was, I told them, I want you guys to build me a house. Right? Now, when you're a white belt, yellow belt, or gold belt, depending on what you call it, purple belt, green belt, blue belt, red belts, I told them at each one of those stages, that's like me giving you the material and telling you how to use the material and telling you how to use the tools. I'm giving you a hammer, I'm giving you a screwdriver, I'm giving you, some drywall, I'm giving you some cement, I'm giving you the bricks. That's what you're doing as you collect those belts and you make your way to black belt. When you are at a black belt, now is when you start building that house. And that's how I explained it to the kids. And when I saw the light go on in their head when I said that to the students. It was like, oh wow, yes, you don't stop when you're a black belt, but I know a lot of people do. They stop training when they're a black belt. And so that's why I started doing jujitsu. The first time I started was in 2006 when I started
Okay.
jujitsu, and I just always been in and out. My first instructor was Tyrone Gooden, and actually I hired one of his purple belts to come in and start running the jujitsu out of my school now. So he starts on Friday. So he was my first instructor, and the place where he was teaching me closed down. So then after I left them, I ended up going to another place called Eastside Combat Club, which was far, man. That was like I think it was Clinton Township or
Oh
Sterling
gosh,
Heights or
yeah.
something like that. It was like off M59. It was real far, real far. And that was just entirely too far. And then I ended up training with Jamel McClurry. He was excellent. I love training with Jamel, but work got in the way of me working with him because I would go there in the afternoon times, and because I was teaching in the evenings, so I was never able to train in the evenings over there with him.
Yeah.
And then eventually I found Mass Gym, which was a little bit closer, and this fighter named James Lee. He recommended me go to Mass because at that time he was a co-owner of Mass Gym, but then him and his partners kind of got into it, and I left. Not long after he left, and because he told me to come there, and I didn't want to pick sides between them, and I knew James, and I didn't really know those guys. I don't have no beef with them, nothing like that, but
Yeah.
I just wanted to keep it cordial, whatever. So when he stepped away from them, I kind of fell back also, and then I just kind of got busy with everything that I do. So now I got the time to really get back into it for myself, and I want to be able to help my students also. I can't have them learning jujitsu and I'm not doing it. That doesn't, to me, that just doesn't make any sense.
No,
And
I'll get you on that.
one of the things that Bruce Lee was doing, like one of the things he was constantly doing was learning new styles, taking out what was good and keeping it and getting rid of the bad stuff or stuff that he felt wasn't necessary. So I'm starting to do that with my program also, man, with my students also. I want all of the kids to be well-rounded martial arts. They're pretty good at sparring, they're pretty good at competing, and I just want them to be well-rounded so I don't have to worry about them if something ever happened and they had to defend themselves. I don't want them to be like, oh, I've been in karate for 4 or 5 years and I got beat up.
Yeah, no
So
kidding, right? That's not
that's
feel good.
That's going to be horrible, you know. And I
Good.
have had students who've had altercations, man. And have you heard of this thing now? You know that the kids doing called 30-second fight or something like that.
No.
Well, these kids are fighting in the bathrooms for 30 seconds, right? So, and they're recording it. And one of my students had this situation happen, you know, and luckily she defended herself. Let's say that she was surrounded by some people, by some girls, and she attempted to get away. She attempted to leave, and they wanted to throw hands, and she threw her hands, and
Bro, I'm
she
telling
said,
you right now, nobody would want to do that to me. First off, at that point, I was pretty much bigger than most, and I would hit anybody.
Yeah.
So I mean, I've been in situations where like I'm fighting somebody, and then somebody got too close to me, and I started fighting them. So like, just when I get like in that mood, like where something's going down, like you can't get near me because I'll just start hitting people and throwing people. So yeah, that's dangerous, man. People are stupid.
Exactly, man. And she defended herself, and I said, I'm glad you didn't kick her. And she said, yeah, I thought about kicking her, but I know if I would have kicked her, I would have hurt her real bad. And what we were fighting about was stupid. She says this to me.
Yeah.
She was like, it's stupid. So she was like, I didn't want to hurt her. Plus, I'm quite sure her mom or dad probably would have sued my parents if I would have kicked her. So I said, okay, I'm glad you're thinking. I'm glad you're smart or whatever. But, it's all over with now. Her and the girl, I think they made up or whatever. So it's all good. But I was online also, and I saw some people who knew jujitsu defending themselves against someone that was coming at them. And they defended themselves without throwing a punch, without hitting someone, know. And in this day and age, the way, people are so, sue happy, ready to sue somebody, I think that will be good to add to your arsenal in order to defend yourself, So so I'm excited. I'm be training out of Henzo Gracie's Troy Academy. So I'm looking forward to that. And like I said, my kids, they have somebody, a purple belt, coming in on, and their classes are only going to be on Fridays. So now, these kids, they're going to have so many different options as far as, what they're into, whether it's jujitsu, boxing, because they have boxing every other Tuesday, and they got weapons with you every other Thursday. And, I'm making some adjustments to the curriculum also. So I've been busy with that, and, and then with work, and then me and Melissa have been hanging out and doing things, spending time together. And we got some stuff we're working on. So, yeah, man, it's been busy as usual,
It's the way it's supposed to be, man. It's good to be busy.
Yeah. Let's talk about this movie, man. Hopefully Angel will jump in while we're discussing it. The Debt Collector. Number one, this is hilarious to me, but did you take a look at Google? There is not a Wikipedia for this movie.
Really?
Did you notice that?
No, I didn't really look it up.
I looked for it and I couldn't find it. Normally it pops right up, but I don't see a Debt Collector Wikipedia at all. So I guess no one made it for this movie. What year did this movie come out?
It was like, it's recent. It's like 2000.
Yeah, 2000, it is.
2000. I mean, 2021.
Okay.
I think 2020, 2021.
I think they both came out back to back. I think
it looks like it.
Yeah.
But so tell me this. So I'm not really sure. Maybe Angel knows better. But Scott Adkins have a accent normally?
You know what? I don't know. I don't think so. In the other movies, I don't think so. But I'll tell you what about him. He kind of has a good life if you really think about it. Because honestly, he's been in a lot of movies.
You know, he is to me in the martial arts. He's like basketball, the sixth man.
Yeah.
He comes off the bench, he does his job, and he goes home.
Yeah, and honestly, he is. I mean, he's been in movies for a very long time.
Yes,
and he's done a lot of movies. But if this guy walked into the store, a Walmart or Meijer, I don't think people would even recognize him or know who he was.
I don't think they would either.
So he could be a celebrity, but also be low key at the same time.
Yeah, I think a martial artist would have to recognize him.
You know what, man. You know, with me, I don't think I would. Like, I would look at him. I think I would sit here and think like he looks like somebody, and it would bother me who
Yeah.
he looks like.
Come on, G. We've seen way too many movies with this guy now.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. I don't think I would recognize him because you're not. I'm gonna tell you why. Because you're not expecting to see him sitting next to you at Olive Garden. So I don't think I'm a see him. I'm just gonna think he's just a normal guy that looks like Scott Adkins. I'm not gonna think that, oh shit, this really is Scott Adkins.
True. True. So I mean, the premise of this movie is pretty simple.
Okay, but before we get into it, let's talk about the little accident that happened. Let's talk about the little accident. So Joe said, we were going to watch another movie first. If you listen to the last podcast, you probably know we were going to watch another movie. And I got to watching this movie and saw that it was in subtitles. I didn't have a problem with that. I was going to watch it anyway. I'm not Mike Gibbs, so I was going to watch the movie, right? And as I'm watching it, I'm trying to read the subtitles because it's not dubbed. So I'm reading, and the subtitles are moving real fast. Like I didn't have time to read it before it switched to the next subtitle. Did you watch that whole movie?
Yeah.
You were able to do that. It wasn't too fast for you.
So like I said, I watch a lot of subtitle stuff. So what I normally do is I'll watch the movie and do my best to just focus on the subtitles, and then the second time around, I can watch less of the subtitles and more of the movie. So I always do stuff like that twice.
Well, I guess I'm a slow reader. I guess I'm a slow reader because I could not.
No, I'm not a fast reader either, but I get the gist of it for the most part, and I rarely. But like I said, I'm focused on just the subtitles, and I'll catch as much of the action as I can, and then that's how I usually will watch movies like that. And then the second time around, I'll focus more on the movie and less of because I've already read it. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So that's how I normally handle it. But it was a fast one. It was hard to read.
Yeah, so I ended up stopping it because I would have to pause it in order to read it, and I said, okay, I'm not about to do this stop and go.
Yeah, that would be annoying.
This whole thing. Yeah, so I said, I messaged you and said, yeah, we got to pick something else. I can't do it. We're gonna have to wait till that movie gets dubbed or something before we review that movie. Huh? It was good
movie. Yeah.
Okay. So you said, okay, the debt collector, and then you had a 2 at the end of it. Because you were saying two films.
I didn't put a comma. So I write really quick, but my mind sometimes moves a little faster than like what I'm writing. So I should have put a comma. Because what I meant to say is the debt collector, comma, 2 movies, like there's 2 different movies with Scott Adkins. But instead I wrote Debt Collector 2 movie with Scott Adkins.
Right. So I saw that and I watched The Debt Collector, the second movie. I watched the second movie and I was like, what the hell is going on? I was lost watching it. I really didn't enjoy it at first because it just nothing was making sense to me. And then yesterday we got ready to record and I was just going to record after having watched this movie and I was going to blast this movie. And then you said, no.
It was all messed up because I watched 1, you watched 2, Angel watched nothing, and it was just one of those things where you gotta go, okay, let's shut this down and try again tomorrow.
Yeah, so that's exactly what we did. So you're listening to Fists, Kicks, and Flicks. I don't know if Travis is putting this out in the morning because I know Inside Scoop comes out tomorrow. So I don't know if he's putting this out tomorrow or if he's going to put this out on Friday. I'm not sure. But anyway. So that's how we got to today as far as recording. Now, both of us watched this movie, The Debt Collector, the first movie, so we are both ready to go. Angel said that he watched it also, so hopefully he'll have his opinions when he jumps on. All right, man, let's get to it.
All right, simple movie premise. You got Scott Adkins playing a character called French. Now, again, I've asked this if anybody wants to comment or tell me. I've never heard Scott Adkins with an accent. He has like English accent?
Yeah, because they're called. I think they said that he was British, but at the same time, to me, even though he does have an English accent, some of the stuff that he was saying, he was kind of reminding me of an Australian person.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking too.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know the difference, man. I mean, there's a slight difference in both, but
Yeah.
it is what it is. He has an accent. I've never heard him with an accent. If he had to learn this accent, he did a good job because I
Yeah.
couldn't like tell that he didn't normally talk this way. Either way, so he has a couple. Oh, there he is, Angel. What's up?
What's
We're
up,
just
man?
getting started in the movie.
What you call it? I'm gonna be on for a little bit, and I gotta make another call. It's because I get my surgery tomorrow, so it's just going. It's been rough today.
Oh yeah, we didn't even mention that. We didn't even mention that you're having surgery tomorrow.
Listen, it has not been good. My surgery got pushed back later, which means I can't eat for more hours, and I'm not happy.
Oh,
I
so
don't blame you.
You're pretty hungry and thirsty too, because you can't drink either, right?
After 12, I can't, right? And I asked him. I said, "Okay, well, can I
After
have?"
midnight.
Yeah, I was like, "Can I have a breakfast?" Since my thing got pushed to 2:15, they go, "Yeah, you can stop having breakfast. You got breakfast up until 7." And when they said that, I wanted so bad to be like, well, "Who the hell, like, bro, like, breakfast is between breakfast starts at 7. Like, how you gonna tell me I can have it up until 7? That don't even make sense."
Well, that means you gotta have to just get up at 5 or 6
Bro,
so you can have your breakfast.
That's what I thought. And I was like, and then they said that you can only have light food, so dry toast, no butter. And I was like,
okay.
You want me to wake up before 7 to have that? I was like, oh yeah, you guys are crazy, man.
Wait a minute, that's it? That's all you can have?
Dry toast, no butter, and that's it.
Why they're operating on your knee or something, right?
Operating on my shoulder.
What's that got to do with your stomach? I wonder why they always say that. Like you can't eat
anesthesia.
Because of the
anesthesia.
Okay. So they said I can't have nothing with protein because then if it comes up or I could like choke on it, right? So
okay.
What about water? You can stop having water at 11. I was like 11. I was like, yo, like what the hell are we doing here, man?
So you're gonna get up. So you got to stop drinking water, but you can have some dry toast in the morning.
Yeah, I gotta stop drinking water. I can stop drinking water at 11 a.m. tomorrow. After that,
11 a.m. Okay, I got you.
But I'm still just like, like really.
All right, Joe. Let's get to it now.
All right, so Scott Adkins plays a character. His name is French. He starts off, he's got a karate school, and apparently he's a terrible businessman, so the karate school's not doing well. A couple of men walk in. They're going to offer him 10 grand for the karate school, which is so stupid. Like, I'm not going to take 10 grand for something that I built and I believe in. And
that wasn't the stupid part to me, but go ahead, finish, and then Angel go, and then I'll tell you what my stupid part was for me. No,
go ahead. That's all. I mean, they're gonna offer him to buy his dojo, and because they can run it better, which makes no sense. Because are they gonna have him run it? I don't know. Go ahead.
No, I don't think so.
I was just gonna say one of the stupid things was he was doing karate while wearing a jiu-jitsu gi.
Yes, I did notice that. I was
like, what the hell? I was like, you doing karate while wearing a jiu-jitsu gi? Like, this is the most offsetting thing. But I was like, okay, cool.
But at the same time, they also said that he was a jiu-jitsu guy also. But he did MMA
guy.
Yeah, but still, like, whatever. And then, did you guys get No Retreat, No Surrender vibes?
I didn't.
It was the same setup.
I still didn't. I didn't feel that. I didn't.
So in my mind, The Debt Collector is like 3 martial arts movies put into one. Like the best scenes from the 3 martial arts movies put into one.
Which martial arts movies?
So No Retreat, No Surrender. The second one is, what was I thinking of? Kiss of the Dragon. And then in terms of like breaking kneecaps, it kind of gave like a mafia type feel. So like that part with the Coupe de Ville, not really a martial arts movie, but Kiss of the Dragon and No Retreat, No Surrender really gave those types of vibes. The reason why I said is the first opening scene in No Retreat, No Surrender is when they're at the school doing the blocks, right? And then Jean-Claude Van Damme comes in, they try to buy his dojo. He doesn't take it. Then Jean-Claude Van Damme starts fighting and breaks the guy's kneecap, right?
I'll give you that one.
This was the same thing. Like he came in from the guy's dojo. Only difference is now he had the spin. Like he didn't lose this time. He beat the guy up real bad, right? But it gave that same type of vibe. The reason why I say Kiss of the Dragon, was it Harvey that they went to go and fight in like a little office?
Yeah.
Right. So Harvey,
when they broke his knee.
Yeah, so they broke his knee. This is where I say Kiss of the Dragon, and I hate using this. Like I'm gonna use these words. Guys, please do not make me a meme and do not make this a soundbite. But like when they had like the big tall black dude come out and he went to go fight Scott Adkins, in Kiss of the Dragon, there was like the same thing. Big tall Muay Thai boxer fought in the food shop where the grandfather got killed. So it gave kind of like the same type of vibe. It's like
I see what you're saying.
So they took the best elements from different movies and then put it in together. What I did like was the story was pretty good, man. I was actually bought into this. I'm not gonna front. Now, hold on. Let me ask you guys: was it dubbed or was that just Scott Adkins? Like,
we were just talking about that.
I've never heard him use the accent before.
So he's from Great Britain, like that's his actual accent, right? But his mouth didn't match with the words sometimes, so I couldn't tell.
You know what? I was watching it on my iPad, and I didn't see it.
Yeah,
this was a foreign film, I believe, so maybe it was dubbed.
Yeah, but it's weird because that's actually his accent. That's really how he talks. So it was throwing me off when the first scene, when the guy was coming in trying to buy his dojo, it was throwing me off because I kept looking. I was like, "This is an American movie. Why?"
I said the same thing too.
Yeah, I couldn't tell.
You know what? Maybe they shot it overseas and then they dubbed him in it over it.
Oh, maybe because that makes sense. Like maybe that guy was using a language. Maybe Scott Adkins was speaking English and the other guy was using a foreign language and then dubbed it over. Maybe I was just when I saw that at first I was like, this is an American movie. Like why is that happening? But yeah, that was all.
So my part was if the guy wanted to buy the dojo, why he just didn't go to the landlord and buy the damn building?
You always do that.
Then you got the dojo.
Stop using comic sense. Hey, what it is. Hey, let me tell you something. I've been waiting to say this. Actually, I remembered. I swear to God, when the guy, who was the guy he was working with? Sue, right? I swear to God, when the guy pulled out the poster, I thought he was the guy from American Ninja.
So did I.
Shit. I was gonna text you guys and be like, I told you it was a good movie. I told you.
I think they were playing on that.
Make it a good movie. I think they were too.
But because they mentioned that in the second movie also.
Go tell us. You messed
up.
No,
I'm not telling you that. I'm just saying that they mentioned that movie in the second movie. But didn't he do a movie?
Angel's so happy right now.
The fact that it's even getting talked about years later, we'll take it. I try to put you guys on. You guys don't have a good martial arts eye the way I do.
No, that American Ninja sucks, man. I don't care what you say. I don't care what anybody says. I don't care.
Yo,
and you still want to get through the rest of that series, don't you?
I'm trying to. You guys don't.
Oh my God.
It was even better. Like, hey, listen, let me tell you something. This weekend, when you guys see the videos that come out, I did a lot of movie interviews, like movie questions for interviews.
Okay.
Bro, everybody loves Best of the Best. People you would not
expect. Oh, yeah, everybody.
That's right. A lot of people said boxing is a martial arts and Rocky is a martial arts movie. So
yeah, that's some bullshit.
this year. So that way when we show it, they have you saying that's bullshit. Like
that's some bullshit. Honestly, it is.
And you know what everyone else said? I followed it up and I asked them the tough question: is Star Wars a martial arts movie? Yes, everyone said yes.
What the
Joe, I'm gonna tell you what Angel did. I'm gonna tell you what Angel did. Angel went to people after the tournament when everybody's at the bar drinking and they're drunk. He got them to talk on camera. That's what this is.
It was Travis because those questions sparked so much debate. Travis and everyone was like, "Yeah, it is a martial arts movie." And I was like, I kept doing this to the camera. I kept going, Gene, Joe, thank you very much. And
in this movie, in The Debt Collector, don't they say that boxing is not a martial art in this movie?
This movie also said that it was an American movie and he's dubbed over.
Come on now. Come on now.
This movie isn't the end all be all of what a martial arts is. Like, and people say Greco-Roman wrestling is a martial art. So
I think wrestling is more of a martial art than boxing, honestly.
That's where you have a problem. That's where you have a problem.
Is there a self-defense element to boxing?
Absolutely. What? Are you crazy?
I'm asking you.
Yeah, there is.
There is.
Learning how to parry shots, block them, that's a self-defense.
If somebody is doing a martial art, when you do, whether it's karate or jiu-jitsu, there's two elements. You have the sport version and you have the self-defense version. In boxing, I don't see anybody training self-defense for boxing.
Bro, parrying and blocking, not being there to
that's
get
still. I mean, that's still. We still have
self-defense.
boxing. I mean, we still have a blocking, and that's a form of martial arts in our forms, or our one steps, or our self defense drills.
Time out.
That's not part of sport karate.
Listen, my sport. So now sport karate is a martial art.
I said there's two elements to martial arts. Like there's two parts. You got a self defense part, and you have a sports part, right?
So boxing has a self defense.
It doesn't.
We're getting so far off.
I'm just saying.
It
So
does.
nothing's changed, is what you're saying.
It does. It does. And yes, nothing changes, but it does. It has a self-defense. I'm not gonna do this with you because hold on. Hey, so I gotta make this call. I'm gonna go out and then I'll come back in when I'm done with the call.
Yeah, all right. Go ahead,
so
Joe.
Anyhow, so French basically he needs some money to keep his dojo open. So he has a partner that was helping him in the dojo, and he tells him he's got some work for him, but he's not sure if he's gonna like it. And he says, "What does that mean?" He's basically like, it's a little on the down low kind of work. Some messy people to get involved with. He says, "Man, I can do messy." He's like, "I just beat the crap out of these three guys. Like, I could do that. It's fine." So he tells him, okay. He tells him where to go. Show up, talk to Tommy. From what I understand, Tommy is a loan shark, and he has people who collect debts for him. Mm-hmm. So Tommy basically does a short interview, tells him, yeah, he seems like he's okay. Tells him, put on a suit and meet with someone tomorrow. So he meets with this guy the next day. His name is Sue, and Sue's going to show him the ropes. Now, I really like Sue. I like French, but I really like Sue because Sue don't give a shit.
Yeah,
Sue really don't give a shit.
He is a little different in the second movie. He's a little bit sillier in the second movie.
Really?
So I like this version of Sue better than the next version that we get.
Oh, that sucks because he's my favorite. So Sue basically he's kind of like one of those you're just gonna learn on the job kind of people. Mm-hmm. Like he don't really try to teach you what to do. He just kind of like, okay, a situation pops up, handle it. That's that's how he rolls, and the thing is, French don't know what, he has an idea of what the job is, but he's asking questions right at the beginning. He's like, so what we're going to do is this. Okay, you're going to go in, you're going to, the VIG is this. And Sue and Tommy have a rating for everybody based on what the VIG is and also, how dangerous these people are. Now, their rating makes no sense to French because he'll be like, oh, this guy's a 4. And all of a sudden it turns into what seems like a 10. Mm-hmm. And then he'll say a guy who seems real simple is an 8. And the guy in French's eyes, he's a 2. So he has no idea what's happened in this day, but nothing's going the right way.
Yeah. So let me explain that a little bit more. So basically on a scale of 1 to 10, a 10 means that they're kind of just giving somebody a warning. When they show up, they're threatening them a little bit, and then that's it. If the lower somebody goes, the more extreme that they're going to, handle these people. They're either going to break their knees, break an arm, break a shoulder, mess them up real bad. If they're down in the 2s, 1s, 3s, then you really get messed up.
So the other question he has is, what if they have a gun? Mm-hmm. Sue tells them, nah, they won't have a gun. It's no problem. First guy they go to starts shooting at him.
Whoa. Yeah. I'm sorry, but I don't know if you said this or not. He kicked that door fucking hard in her face. That shit was fucked up. When I saw that, I was like,
she should have never got involved.
Well, they told her. They told her to go.
What do you think was going to happen to her if she didn't do it? She was going to get shot.
That's what I'm saying, but I'm saying she was getting smart with them, and these. Yeah. If you open the door, you're looking at those two guys, you kind of realize they're not here for fun. They're here for something bad. I'm gonna step away from this door and not get involved. But she wanted to run her mouth, got the door kicked in. I'm not saying it's right, but get out of the way.
Good save, because you were about to be everywhere. Good save.
No, I'm not saying it's right. I mean, that's mean, but this is the job. You don't have time to worry about people's feelings. You're in my way of me doing my job.
I just thought about something else. Oh, sorry. Guys, I'm doing it again. At the tournament, everybody kept saying Rush Hour is a martial arts movie. That was pissing me off.
Why?
Why? Yeah, that's more of a martial arts movie than Rocky.
By far.
You want to know why? Because this is because of people's reasoning.
Why? What's the reasoning?
Because of Jackie Chan.
Exactly.
That is the reason.
That is the reason.
Every action movie, because now everyone's doing a martial art.
Take Jackie Chan out of the movie, and there's no martial arts.
There's no martial arts, none.
Martial arts movie.
We're not doing this tonight. We're not doing this tonight. We got 20 minutes left to talk about the debt collector. Scott acting, he's getting upset. Come on, Joe. Scott is feeling disrespected.
I've needed this. I've needed it. I was waiting for this, but all right, go ahead.
So I mean, they work the situation out. They have to take, mess up two guys, to figure out their money and everything. And I think it was only like $5,000 or so. It was crazy.
It wasn't a lot.
There's a lot going on for just 5 G's, but okay.
Yeah, so they were 8, right? This first group, something like that, right? They were 8.
Yeah. Next one I think was a 4.
I don't remember.
I think so, but this one looked like the situation was going to be okay until this big dude walks out, and of course Sue says, "French, take him out."
Mm-hmm.
French is just like,
yo, when French punched him and he had his response, I would have had the same thing. When I saw him watching the movie in real time, I was like, oh shit. I was like, yo, what do you do? Like, he's gonna eat you. What do you do? Like, that's crazy.
Well, hey, and then didn't the guy's brother or something show up?
Yo, okay, so I wasn't imagining that. When I saw that, I was like, there's 2 of them. What do you do with that? That's a big boy.
Oh, you talking about the big guys that came out for Harvey?
Yes.
That's what you talking about? Yeah.
Because once French got the upper hand, then another guy shows up in a flannel.
Yeah.
Just as big.
Yeah.
Just as crazy. And French had already been thrown through 2 walls.
Yeah. And I would have been pissed too if I was French. I would have been pissed too.
Yes. Well, that's the thing, because meanwhile, Sue's over handling the guy who ain't nothing, and he's messing him up. And then he's talking crap to French, like, come on, man, I thought you could handle yourself.
That gave Kiss of the Dragon vibes also. Remember when Jet Li fought the 2 brothers?
Yes.
He was throwing them through like the glass windows or whatever, or mirrors or whatever. So that gave Kiss of the Dragon vibes also. I'm gonna be honest with you.
And I like how his secretary's like, I'm gonna call the cops. And he goes, maybe you want to talk to your boss first.
Right.
I probably would have cussed her out. I got a broken kneecap, and you over here saying you'll call the cops and get me killed. Are you crazy?
I know, because he told her call the ambulance.
The next one was crazy.
Yeah.
Well, the funny thing is that, meanwhile, French is having a hell of a time today.
Yeah, because he's doing most of the fighting.
Exactly, that's what I'm saying. He just throws you in there.
Yo, what was it that Stu said? He said, "Who told you to wear a suit to do this job?" He was like,
Tommy told you to do that, did he?
Like, insane. Oh man.
So which one is this? Is this the? No, this isn't the one.
It's the $40,000 one. The next one's the $40,000.
Okay, but the guy, so they pull up, and there's a big dude hanging outside, but he's not even the guy they're looking for.
Yeah, that was crazy. They beat his ass for no reason. They beat his ass again too.
Yeah.
This is my favorite. This is my favorite one. This is the part right here that made me love Sue. Sue.
Yo, listen. Let me tell you something. I meant to text you guys. I don't want to say it because now I'm gonna say it on here. So listen, guys, I'm getting surgery. Once I'm off those perks, I'm gonna be saying anything. So once I saw Sue do that, I was gonna text you guys and say I want to be a French guy. I think now I want to be Stu. I think now I want to be Stu. Like that was crazy. That was like, woo!
Go ahead and explain it, Joe.
Well, so they pull up.
You're gonna make me look crazy. Don't say crazy.
After they had to take, the I guess the bodyguard out, and then you go back and it's a gentleman, and I don't know if it's his wife, his girlfriend. I don't know who she is.
His mistress.
Yeah, it's someone, some young chick.
I thought it was his wife.
They're having tea together, and he's complaining. He's trying to work stuff out. Meanwhile, Sue tells French, take him in the back and get the money, and he's just hanging out having tea with the missus.
Mm-hmm.
And so French goes in and she tells him where the safe is.
She
And
said that quick too.
Yeah,
She
because
said
she's
it
not
quick.
messing around. She's like, man, just what are you doing? Like, just stop goofing around. Because they're basically like Sue will mess her up to get the money.
Mm-hmm.
He's already made that very clear.
Yeah.
So I mean,
but he said it in a flirt. He said it in a flirty way to her.
Of course, he did.
And she said where it was quick.
So, but I mean, to make a long story short, this guy is fighting the whole time. But when they do open the safe, he's got $100 grand and he only owes 40. So why put yourself through that when you have? French even tells him, why do that when you have the money?
Right.
So meanwhile, this is all going on and everything like that. And for whatever reason, the girl, I guess to save her own ass, she offers herself up to Sue, and Sue's like, all right, cool.
Well, Sue had told her that they had just beat up, I think his name was Mondo, something like that. And he was her lover. So yeah, because he thought Sue thought that was her bodyguard. She said, no, it's not my bodyguard, that was my lover. So I guess she figured, well, you beat him up, well, go ahead, beat this up.
It's just you beat him up, beat this up.
Right. That's right. Bang, bang, bang.
Sue dipped his egg on her duck sauce, bro. That's crazy.
I'm just saying, French has been having a hell of a day, and then he walks out, and he just looks at Sue like, for real.
Yeah, she's on top of Sue, and they having fun.
And so he just walks out. He goes, all right. He goes, you done already or what? He goes, yeah, I guess so.
He said, beat this up. Oh my
God.
I'm thinking about that.
But he looked at him because Frenchie, when they got in the car, he goes, man, he's like, we already, beat my man up. He's like, did you really have to bang his girl too? He goes, that kind of stuff doesn't happen too often to me. So yeah, I do.
Right.
That shit was hilarious. I was like, okay, this movie is ridiculous.
Yeah. I'm not gonna lie to you. Can I just be honest with you? The movie went from a C+ to an A real quick on that.
The movies went from an F for me to an A, because like I told Joe, I was about to blow this movie up at first. If we had recorded yesterday, I would have blew this movie. It was gonna get fucked up. Go ahead, Joe.
All right, so they're heading on to the next one, and they run into they get into it with two guys outside of there, and what were they messing with the car or something like that? I don't know, but they mess those two guys up. They go get a bite to eat, and then they're on to the next. Oh no, they go home for the night.
I was confused by that fight. I didn't know where the hell it came from.
Maybe they were left over from that, or they were messing with the car. I'm not sure.
The guy Mono. That was the guy Mono, right?
Yeah. That was him. He was back.
Oh, so he called back.
He got, and that was stupid to me, because
that's why
all these thugs and gangsters ain't nobody got a gun. They showed up with baseball bats.
Listen, bro, you've been saying the whole time, why if people have guns, why don't they shoot them? Now they don't have guns. You want them to have guns? Like what do you want? Like what do you want?
Something like that, where if you just got beat up, and now you call your boys, the boys always show up with guns, and they come out blasting. Don't nobody show up with a baseball bat.
I just thought about something way off topic. Is Expendables a martial arts movie? It got Jet Li and Jason Statham, and we reviewed both of their movies as martial arts movies, and Wesley Snipes. Technically, martial arts.
You know what? Honestly, I saw the first one. I don't remember what I saw. I think I might have saw the second one. I didn't see the rest of them when Ronda Rousey showed up and somebody else, and I know they got another one coming out with 50 Cent. I don't know.
What?
Yeah, it comes out in September. The next one, number 4, is coming out in September.
Maybe we can't watch it.
Go ahead, Joe.
No, because Expendables, I think the only one who's a martial artist in that is Jet Li, and then Chuck Norris shows up for one scene. So
Jason Statham.
Oh yeah, I forgot about Jason Statham. Yeah,
I think he's in all of them.
Yeah. Wesley Snipes was in the last one. Oh wait, Randy Couture.
Yep, Randy's in it.
Yeah, it's martial arts movie. Okay. Anyways, but no, with the reason why I thought about that was because when Sue fought this dude this time, he had brass knuckles. Why didn't he do that the first time?
I guess he just thought didn't think it was going to escalate.
Like he threw him in his glove compartment. He already has him there.
Yeah, I don't know.
So this next one is basically the last kind of setup they're about to get into, but it's a little more complicated than everything else. So they get hired by a gentleman. I don't remember his name, but who
Barbosa?
Oh yeah, Barbosa. And I mean, this guy seems slimy to begin with, but I guess he's someone that's cool with Tommy, and he basically wants to pay them 20 grand to take a guy out. He don't talk about a debt. He don't talk about what he wants to do. He's just like straight up 20 grand, do the job. So I mean, Sue and Tommy, they're on board. They don't care. But then French has he has a conscience. He fought in Afghanistan. He's got a moral compass. Where for Sue kind of lost his moral compass a long time ago, and you can basically tell. And French is asking questions. Like he wants to know, who is this guy? What's his deal? At this point he was thinking, oh, we're just going after bad guys.
Mm-hmm.
But now he's kind of really questioning. And as they start to investigate this, is it Connor they're looking for?
Yep, Connor. Yep.
They're
going to a bunch of different places looking for this guy too.
Yeah, but everyone is saying the same thing about Connor. They're saying Connor's a stand-up guy. He's a good dude. Why are you looking for him? Nobody really wants to give Connor up.
Well, yeah, but they were saying that it was Barbosa's girlfriend's fault. So we already know something is up with her.
Yeah, but that doesn't happen right away, but it is kind of, there's something fishy altogether. And the more they start talking to people, because they're getting the information they want to get, even though these people are really
because they beat them up.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
These people are playing hardball. So Connor, something's going on. We don't know until we find out at the end, like Gene said. But this whole thing is basically a setup by the girlfriend, Amanda.
Mm-hmm. And Barbosa.
And Barbosa. Now, is he trying to set up Tommy, or is he just trying to set up Sue?
He's trying to set them. He's trying to set everybody, that whole organization. He's trying to set all of them up by having them kill Connor, and then he was going to come in and kill them right behind it.
But the whole situation got really jacked up because, like I said, first off, Connor is hiding because he basically got one of the. So Barbosa owns a strip club, and I guess he got in. Connor got with one of the girls, got her pregnant, and I guess it was one of Barbosa's girls on the side. And so Barbosa got pissed, killed the girl with the baby still in her belly. And then Amanda was getting into it with Connor, so she set up Connor.
I think she wanted Connor also.
She did, but he was with her, not paying attention to who she was until he already learned. And then I think he was messing around on Amanda with the other girl, so she got pissed and put Barbosa on her.
I don't know. I thought it was he liked the other girl, and she died, and then Amanda wanted him. I thought that she thought, okay, that girl is gone now. Now it's my turn. Let me get with you. And he was blowing her off, but it finally gave in to her, and then she went back and told Barbosa to make him jealous about what happened. Yep. And then that pissed him off. So now he wants to kill Connor. So that's pretty much. That's how I watched it. That's what I got out of it.
But Connor has the baby from the other girl.
Yeah.
So he's got a daughter. She looks like she can't be 4 or 5, 6, something like that. So Sue is down for just doing the job. He don't care. But he had a situation a while back that he told French about. And so now French is kind of pulling at his heartstrings. And the idea is to basically let Connor go. He has to get out of here, never come back. And the problem with that is when they go down and they talk to Amanda basically tells them, oh, well, this was a setup. You should have done the job. Now y'all are going to die. And
because Barbosa's on this. He's already here.
Yeah, there's a team, and they're using the elevator. And Sue don't like elevators, so they got to run up the stairs. They get up there. All hell's already breaking loose. Everyone's being shot at.
Did you know who that was?
No.
The original guy who hooked
Oh
French
yeah,
up with them. Yeah.
Yes. The one that was helping him in the school.
Yeah, he was
say
there.
his
He
name.
worked for Barbosa. Yeah, he worked for
That was a
Barbosa.
mess.
Yeah.
That was a mess.
So, yeah.
But so long story short, everybody gets shot. Now, I was trying to figure out because there's a second movie. Sue and French got shot. I said, well, what's going to happen in the second movie?
No. They got shot up. They got shot up.
That's
They
what
just
I'm
didn't
saying.
get shot once. They got shot up.
Now they don't show Sue at the end, but French gets up and gets in
real quick.
car.
Real quick, they show him. He kind of stops breathing when he's on the floor, and then that's when Tommy comes in. Tommy comes in because he knew that Barbosa was setting his boys up. So he comes back at the end to clean up the rest, whoever's left. So Tommy ends up killing Barbosa, and that's important because that's part of the second movie.
Well, I'm just saying, like, I thought Sue was dead, and then here comes French. I thought he was dead, and he's in his car, and then they kind of show him almost passing out. So you don't know, is he dead? Is he alive? And we're gonna have to find out in the second movie. But yeah, it was a crazy movie, a lot of action. I didn't know the pacing in it was a little different than I thought it was gonna be, but I liked it. And overall, I give it the movie probably a B+. It was a good movie. I really enjoyed it a lot.
What do you give it, an Angel?
Oh, I'm giving it an A.
Yeah.
I'll be honest with you, and I'll be honest with you. In all seriousness, I actually really did like the movie. I thought I was gonna hate the movie. I actually enjoyed it more than I thought, and I think the reason why is because they caught me in immediately with fighting, and there wasn't too much time between story and fighting. You know what I'm trying to say?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
No, they didn't try to get too cute with anything.
And that's what it was. It was very
these are the types of movies. These are the types of movies where sometimes they try to get too cute with the storytelling, and then they forget about all the martial arts. No, this one, keep it simple. Give us good martial arts, simple, clean fighting. You know, that's what I liked about this. It was just nice, clean martial art.
Fighting. Yeah, and Joe, you said you hit the nail right on the head. It was that they didn't try to get too cute. Like it was like real simple, basic. But it's almost like kind of like what now I'm forgetting his name. Who's the guy that we had do our Patreon, the first one? What's his name?
No retreat, no surrender guy.
Yeah. Damn. Well, it's like what he said. Like
Ron Perlman.
Huh?
Ron Perl.
Oh, Ron Pownell. Yeah.
Pownell.
What it's kind of like what he said. Remember when he was talking about movies today? He's like, the basics still work. Like you have all the wiring and everything, but like good, clean fight scenes will still always win. And I almost kind of see that with this movie. Like the fight scenes were real clean, man. Like there wasn't too much going on. So I actually really enjoyed the movie. Now, number 2, you make it seem like it's gonna suck. So I don't know now.
Well, I'm going to also. I agree with both of y'all. I enjoyed the movie a lot, and I give it an A-. It wasn't perfect, but it was pretty good.
Yeah,
I give it an A-. And the only reason I didn't like the second movie, like when I watch, I'm going to watch it again. But it was because the movie is set up because they assume you saw this movie first. So if you watch the second one without watching this one, you're lost. Like stuff is going on. It's like, what the hell is this? Like, what's going on?
Like if you see Debt Collector 2. It's kind of your fault if you watch it first.
I did, but Joe already explained it. That was his fault.
We already talked about that. I'll fill you in.
If you see 2, like, what do you?
That's how Joe wrote it. That's how he wrote it. So
we'll talk about it. Okay, let's wrap this up so we can be done. Okay.
All right. So y'all got any closing remarks? Anything?
Yeah, I want to give a shout out to CTE. 200 episodes. Going out on a high note. Congratulations, boys. I can't wait to see what's next.
Yeah, man. Same thing with Joe said, man. Just congratulations, guys. Man, like only getting bigger and better, man. 4 years. We're going on 2, going on 3 years now with us. So
I think next year will be 3. Yeah.
Yeah. So
well, it's 3 now for the show, but with you 2 guys coming on, yeah.
Yeah. So I think this is special, man. So like I said, favorite part of my week all the time.
All right. Well, we're going to wrap it up. Everybody stay safe, stay strong. We'll holler at you next week. And I am going to play our music.
Disaster must come. At best, only postponed. Shaolin Kung Fu, to survive, must now be taught to more young men.